OBSBOT has sent over the Tiny 2 AI-powered 4K webcam, and if you've ever seen one of these reviewed by other creators, you'll know that it basically tracks and spins around and follows you, which is really cool if you're a person who really moves around, like a conference call, or if you're a DDR or a Just Dance streamer, I don't know. But if you move a whole bunch or you want to be able to do some cool effects, this could be the solution for you. And they not only sent one, they sent two of them, and I'm giving both of them away at my 24-hour stream next Monday. I believe it's October 16th. We're streaming all day starting at 9 Eastern all the way until Tuesday. So make sure you stop by that stream. We're going to be giving away a bunch of products. Just know that we're only doing anyone that's in the US just for shipping costs, because I'm not a big creator yet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. This video is sponsored by OBSBOT. So what we're going to do is we're going to unpack it. We're going to go ahead and talk about everything that's features wise, and we'll go ahead and give you my final thoughts on this towards the end. But let's get it unboxed, see what's inside, get it connected. I'm using OBS right now, so we're going to be able to see what it looks like, test all of its features, and tell you if it's worth for you to pick up. Oh, they also sent me a controller to be able to go with it. This is separate. You have to purchase this separate, but they sent one over for us to be able to take a look at and be able to use with these webcams. Now let's get it unboxed. So here is the box. This is the AI 4K webcam, and I guess we'll need to kind of get in this. This will be interesting to kind of open up. I hate opening these little flappy tabs. Come on, open. All right, cool. Put it on the side of the box. All right, easy. Let's open it up. Oh, nice unboxing experience. Plenty of QR codes here at the front to be able to say this is how you do setup. It's also the download for the software, anything like that. It basically shows you what you shouldn't do. So here, I'll go ahead and pop this up so you can see it right here. So right here, it says like, here's how you use it. Don't block your face. And it has a bunch of other things. It also has, again, the QR codes for the download, which we'll be able to do all that. New era of a webcam. So it's got some documentation. That's just a book, but we're tech people. We don't need a book. All right, let's get in here. Oh my gosh, this is a cool carrying case. Let's close the box up. We'll set that right there so we can have that there. All right, so it comes in this nice little carrying case. Oh wow, and it feels nice. It's a hard plastic. I have a noise reduction filter on this, by the way, so you might not be able to hear me tapping on it, but it's got a little handle. So if you want to be able to carry it around, that's so cool. But I like this feel. This could be a really nice carrying case. All right, let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got inside. Okay, so right here we've got a USB-C to C cable, and then up here in the top, it looks like, yep, exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's a USB-C to USB-A adapter, so if you need to be able to use it that way. But C to C works nice. Oh my god, this thing is a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, guys. Look. So here it is. It is a metal base. It kind of reminds me of like a little gimbal from like something you would run around in real estate stuff. Oh my god, it's so, like, guys, here's reference, okay? Here's my phone, okay? All right, there's that. It's so, by the way, there's my wife and my son. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's so small. It's so cute. But I guess that means it's inconspicuous. It's got a little protector on the front, but we'll pull that off in a second. But it's obviously, oh man, that's so cool. All right, it's got two microphones on the front, USB on the back. It's got a 1/4-20 thread on the bottom, and it looks like it has some connection pins here on the bottom as well. It also includes a base, which I think is a monitor mount base to be able to put it on a monitor. So why don't we take a look at this really quick? So it's just a little shelf. Does it attach to this thing? Oh, it's magnetic. So it just literally like sits on this little base. That's cool. And then that'll hang on the monitor, and then you can actually be able to tilt this up and down. Okay, cool. This is pretty unique, and it feels premium. Like I said, it was a metal base, but it's actually plastic. Those magnets are really strong. I mean, that takes a little bit of force to get it off there, so I'm not worried about it falling off. But it does have a 1/4-20 thread if you want to be able to attach it. Plenty of resistance on this. I wouldn't be worried about this necessarily falling off. All right, let me get it plugged in, and let's take a look at the quality of this webcam. All right, so I've got it connected and in OBS, and there's some things that we need to go through. They have a dedicated software that we need to go through. Let me just go ahead and show one specific thing that's going to point something off. All right, number one, this is a 4K webcam as stated, but I've got it right here in the custom resolution at 3840 by 2160, but they also have 4:3, which is, I think it's DCI. Maybe, it's a camera term, but what I do know is they have a 4000 by 3000, which drastically increases the frame and makes this really interesting. Don't pay attention to if it's blown out or whatever, but the resolution 4000 by by 3000, and it works great over their USB-C cable. And so I can go back to 4K resolution. And even if you want to do 4:3, but at a smaller resolution, they even have 1920 by 1440, which is the exact same piece, right? But it's at 1920. So it's still 4:3. This is nuts. And for those of you curious, I actually do record everything in 29.97 because that's what I use my camera with. So just that's why this is here. Rec 709 and full. In the video format, they have MJPEG and H.264. For H.264, it's obviously going to encode differently, but there's a lot more latency. So as you can see, there's a lot more latency. You're probably going to get the better quality with it, but MJPEG is going to be the quicker, more reliable piece for you to be able to have like instant, whatever the case. So having this and connect is really cool. But what else is neat is this software that they have. You can download it online. They even have the remote that basically does all of the exact same functionality that I'm about to show you. It comes with a receiver in the back and 2 AA's, and this basically does all of the stuff you're gonna see in that, except in a controller format or a remote format. So let's go back into this and we're going to take a look at some of these presets. So I've got the camera right here. It's on top of my monitor, and I'll go ahead and get it to where I can zoom in and allow you guys to see it. All right, so here's the webcam, as you can see right here. And I'll be honest, it's a little jerky at 4K for quality, but let me just get up close to it. I mean, I have to say, for a webcam, that quality, if you can zoom in on that, my editor will probably just drop in on this. I did something and it started following me. What did I do? Okay, so I somehow activated the gimbal and it started moving. So I got really confused for a second. Oh my gosh. Okay, so a couple things. So let's go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Quality of this looks really nice. There's some image things that we can talk about, but there's some really cool features specifically for this that I want to unpack. And specifically, there's gestures. So if you hold up a hand, it'll recognize that you've actually started tracking, and a little light on the OBSBOT will turn blue. I think I've only got it to work on my one hand, and see, now it started tracking. So as I move, it will track. And it does a pretty good job. You can see my Samsung CO2 here. It does a pretty good job. And then if you want it to stop tracking, you just hold up the hand, stops blinking. As you can see, the normal tracking button here turned off. You can also click a couple of other things. You can click upper body, so it'll keep your upper body. You can click close up. So what it'll go ahead and do is just kind of make sure it keeps it here. Headless, I think it'll zoom in. And then lower body, it'll just kind of zoom down, which is interesting. So upper body, it'll go ahead and zoom back out, whatever the case. And we'll just go ahead and turn off tracking. So really neat. And if you want to do very specific stuff, you actually have the gimbal. So you can go ahead and do all of this control yourself and move this around however you want, plus do zooms, whatever the case. So really neat. You can even do presets. This one freaked me out. Okay, if you click desk mode, I can do unboxings right here. I can just imagine playing like Magic the Gathering with the gimbal just tilted down like that. And like the aspect ratios and everything looks nice. So let's go ahead and do desk mode. Let's turn it back off. We'll get back up here. We're going to click hand, and it will track my right hand. It will track my hand. It's tracking. Oh my gosh, look. Oh. You can see how crazy dirty my rim is. Watch, it tracks my hand. I can go over, you can see my PC. Bro. Now there's some cool things you can do with that. Let's turn off the tracking. Can I turn off hand? Okay. And group, I'm assuming that's multiple things. That's if you had a group of people. All right, interesting. So we'll zoom back out. We'll adjust the gimbal. You also have a whole bunch of stuff on image. You can actually turn on HDR, which will give you an HDR image, whatever the case. It looks nice, but I'm not running an HDR, so I'll turn it off. Focus, you have autofocus, which is, and you can do global or face. Global, I'm assuming, just increases the, would be the aperture. And then you have face, which will kind of increase or decrease the aperture. You have compensation right here to be able to adjust kind of what your EV level, that would be how bright or dark and how quickly it does that. You can expose for the room, or you can expose for the face. Anti-flicker if you need it. Auto white balance if you want to be able to custom stuff. And then all the rest of the stuff for image, you know, contrast, saturation, hue, everything. Beauty, you can do background blur. Let's see how intense this is. Let's see, maybe. Okay, so in OBS, to be able to use all of these filters, or wherever you're using this, you're going to have to be able to select the OBS filter to be able to use it. So to use any of these beauty things, you have to actually use their virtual camera as the webcam source. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch that over now. So after a little bit of adjustment, finally you can see that we're here, but you have to use their virtual camera, and then it's stuck at 1080p. So you can't even use 4K if you use this stuff. But we're going to do none. Oh my God, it adjusts your face and stuff. First of all, we're going to use blur, which is just like a zoom blur, whatever the case. You have background blur, then you have native. Oh, so these are just like filters. You see how it sucked my face in? Oh my God, that actually does not look very nice. Men, I mean, that looks pleasant. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this. It can do body slim. Oh God, it just sucks my head in. Leggy, legs, waist, shoulder, head. We're just gonna increase everything. Ah! Look at this. Oh, it's trying to figure out what to do. Oh, that's funny. All right, so could you make some adjustments here? Totally. I'm blowing it out of proportion, but you totally could make like this one filter for the men. I mean, yeah, it works and you don't see too much distortion. I mean, sure, if you want to be able to use one of these filters, go for it. I mean, it softens the skin, a whole bunch of stuff. Then you have, you know, just regular filters down here, black and white, sheer, film, crystal. Kind of liked that film one, flattening things out, soda pop. And then that's pretty much it. Then you got more. Auto sleep will turn it off. You have a background. You can do locked target. You can turn on or off the tracking. You can do all of these things. And then dynamic zoom is you actually get to be able to control using a gesture. Interesting. Oh, and it has voice control? Hi, Tiny. Oh, it's listening. Hi, Tiny. Track me. No way. No way. Stop tracking. Track me. And it turns it off. Oh my gosh. Unlock me. So unlock me turns it off. Zoom in closer. Zoom in closer. Zoom out further. What? 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 There's so much here, guys. This is crazy. There is a lot to unpack with this. Okay, number one, whoa. The quality on this is just nuts. Let me put it full screen so you can get the full feel of it. So here's the Tiny 2 4K webcam, and this is the microphone that's built in on it. We're doing no audio processing on it. This is exactly what it would sound like as it's coming out. I'm an arm's length away from the webcam, like that's me almost touching the sensor, and this is what it would sound like if you were using it. And then we'll try to go back and forth in the audio between the overhead mic right here, the Samson CO2, and the actual OBSBOT piece right here. This is interesting. It looks nice. Let's be honest. Okay, let's go ahead and break a few things down. Number one, the setup was somewhat painless. It took a little bit. I had a firmware update that I had to be able to install. The tracking thing works really nice, and being able to say the words track, I'm not going to say it because it'll start doing it, but you can say me track and it will actually do it. And then like zoom in, all of that stuff, it'll do that just off of voice speech stuff. So if you're trying to do like anything, you can actually tell the webcam to what to do. That's nuts. And then there's also a couple of other really neat features like the desk mode where it shoots on the ground or on the table where you can actually do like unboxings without actually moving your webcam. That's crazy. The filters I think are a little gimmicky, but they are there if you want to be able to play around with them. And in that same case, there's so much image control here. I wish they had opportunity to be able to do things that are like ISO and f-stop and things like that. But the quality of this image with what I've got, compensation at -0.7, this would be at -1. This is -0.7. I think it's doing really well. Overall, I think that this webcam, the quality of this is really nice. And I'll be honest, I think it probably has just as good a quality, if not better, video than my Sony ZV-1F, which is what I use for my main webcam on my streaming setup. So this video is supposed to be about how to use this webcam as a streaming webcam on Twitch, on YouTube, on Kick, on all these platforms. But I broke down basically a whole bunch of things that you can do with this webcam. But here's the truth. If you already stream on Twitch, on Kick, on YouTube, and you're looking for a webcam webcam and you're needing something that does it all. You want one camera to do your desktop, to be able to do this kind of wide stuff. You need something that has a little bit of motion. Maybe you're a musician, maybe you're a person who does just dance, you do dancing streams, you need that motion somehow, or you want a camera that also can do unboxings without it actually leaving your monitor. I mean, look at this, guys. If I click desk mode, it just turns down and I can do unboxings right here without doing anything crazy. This is right here in front of me, nothing crazy. And then I can just turn it off. It's back up at me. Guys, this is crazy that it does something like this. And I'm adjusting all of the like exposure stuff to be able to make sure things work. There's presets. If you need one camera to rule them all and you need it to be on a gimbal and you need it to be consistent and you like that extra 4,000 by 3,000, I think this is a great webcam to be able to consider. Now it is pricey. This is a $329 webcam. And you might think that's a lot of money, but this 4K image, let me do that. Most of the time when you look at like beard hair, you got to think, like, I haven't shaved my beard, whatever the case, but that's a lot of detail that it has to be able to push through. And it's doing it on that sensor. Like if I look in here and look at my eyes, can you see all the detail? Like how close that is? And if I was doing a YouTube review or something like that, I would be like this close to it. So as I'm capturing this, I get over here on exposure and I turn off auto and you get to see shutter speed and ISO and you can lock both of them. So you can actually have your exposure locked, nothing crazy. It actually, look at the zoom on my hand. Look at this. If I was doing a product unboxing, let's see, what do I got here? Yeah, so I mean, look at the zoom on this. If I hold this up, look how quickly that zooms. Look at the compression in the back, the fold, like the blur and everything. As I pull it away, that's some quick tracking too for focus. A little bit of focus breathing, but nothing too crazy. But you can lock the shutter speed. I think you can probably, look, you can go all the way to 6,400, all the way down to 100. And you can actually adjust your shutter speed. I think they had it at 1/30, right? I'm gonna put it at 1/60, so it's the 180 rule for this. And then I'm gonna go like 300. I mean, look at this. This is a really nice image, guys. And you get all of this control within this webcam. This is basically a camera, but a webcam. And this isn't, there's webcams on the market that do something very similar to this. But the truth is, all of it, plus all of these cool features, plus the ability to be able to do tracking, plus to be able to talk to it and be able to do what you need to do, and to be able to do something like this, where you can unbox in front of you. I think that's so, so cool. I think there's a lot of things in this to be able to really unpack and a lot of opportunities that if you're creative enough, this could be a really awesome webcam to either upgrade to or have in your setup somewhere. So yeah, if you're interested in the OBSBOT Tiny 2 and you're looking to upgrade your stream, put it on Kick or Twitch or YouTube or wherever your heart desires, this could be a really awesome opportunity for you to be able to do it. And I think that wraps this video up. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the OBSBOT Tiny 2, and if you want to pick one up, there is going to be a link down in the description. Make sure you go check one of those out. Thank you to OBSBOT for sending over 2 of these webcams for me to be able to give at least one away next week during our live stream for St. Jude. We're actually going to be supporting St. Jude. And yeah, thank you for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check out one of these 2 videos on the screen right now. I'm sure you'll love them. One of them, my son eats a booger while unboxing an audio software piece. It's interesting. I'll see you every one of those videos. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.